All right. You're gonna learn today.
What's up, YouTube? So today we are working on the Hyundai Project. For those of you that are new, if you want to see the transformation of this car, there will be a video that will pop up at the end of this one that will take you to my other channel, which shows all the work that's being done to this car. On that channel, we're going to show the body work, the paint, and all that good stuff. But today, we are replacing the alternator in this Tiburon. Now, what I bought here is 100% new alternator. I personally, my own personal preference, whenever I'm changing alternators or starter, I always buy new. Unless there's an emergency and new is not in stock, but I always buy new. The main reason why is because if you buy a rebuilt unit, chances are they only replaced what went bad, which for alternators is usually just the brushes and the bearings, and that's usually it. So they'll put one or two new parts and then resell you the alternator, and then at some point the other parts that weren't replaced are going to fail. So that's the reason why I buy new. I hate doing the same job twice, especially in a short period of time. So here it is, 100% new. Look at that, no noise, nothing. Beautiful. You see that? Oh, this thing is gorgeous. All right, YouTube, so let me walk you over to the car and I can show you guys what this job is going to entail to get this into that car. So first of all, this is 2.0. The alternator is located right there. Now, we have a couple of challenges because right underneath that alternator is the oil filter. So although it looks like you can just remove the bolts and drop it out the bottom, you can't. The oil filter is right underneath it. So you'll also have challenges because of the manifold getting this thing out of here. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove this fan, the passenger fan. I'm going to remove the coolant overflow tank, and that should give me the room that I need to pull this thing up this way. Alright, but I also have to remove this cover, splash guard, because we are, have to replace the belt as well, but I also have to get to that bottom bolt. So that's pretty much going to be it. Yeah, that should be all we have to take out. We're going to take out the passenger fan, the overflow tank, and that splash cover. And we should hopefully be able to get it out. Now guys, make sure you disconnect your battery before starting this job. You don't want to ground it out and ground out your new alternator. Also, I did get a new belt, a genuine Hyundai belt. See on this belt, there's some numbers right here. I hope you guys can see them. 25212-23021. And those are the same numbers right here. Same belt. Factory belt. So, I will leave a link below where you guys can and this belt was actually very reasonable. So, I'm going to leave the link below where you guys can get genuine parts, genuine belt, alternator, whatever. Alright, YouTube, so on that note, let's get to work. YouTube, real quick. So let me explain what just happened. So I had a hard time getting the alternator out due to the fact that this bolt was in here. So what I did was I loosened the bolt and then I tapped it here on the side that you have a chisel. This is flat, so this goes up against here to keep it from spinning. I'm not going to put this thing back in there. But what happens is the bolt was in there stuck, so I loosened it, and once I tapped it from under here, it popped it out of the groove. I'm going to show you the groove in a second. But here's the old alternator, and let me flip this over. Here's the new alternator. This alternator, as you can see, is seized. See? That's it. Will not spin. This alternator is seized. This one, nice and easy. This one, nothing. All right, let me take you over and show you guys the groove that this bolt goes into in case you have this problem. If you see right there, you see that groove? That's where this bolt sits in. So once you tighten it up, it kind of pinches the alternator against that. But here, right here, let me show you. That's where that sits. So once you tighten up the alternator, it squeezes the alternator against it, it holds it in place, and it locks in. These are the two mounting points. But this part, once you get that loose and work it a little bit, you can pull the alternator out like I just did. All right, YouTube, so that's it. Just in case anybody's having that trouble, it will pull out with the rod still in it out of that groove. All right, so let's get back to work.